Let your head down. All right, everybody. A is for Alice. B is for Bob. In this instance, C is for Cheap Trick. If you've noticed, I've been going in alphabetical order, the way you should follow your albums also. So I've seen a bunch of people doing this video, and I figured, you know what, before we get deep into 2025, I have to show my complete head. No, I have to show my top 20 albums of 2024. Now, for me, for it to qualify in this category, not only did it need to be released in 2024, but it's not a re-release or a redux or a deluxe box set, you know, whatever's redone. This is music that was recorded and then released for a proper release in 2024. So that being said, which I probably said too much to try to get across my point, let me get on here. Now, I have 20 albums here that came out in 2024 that I bought. Some on CD, some on LP, most on LP, and actually I only have 19 of the 20 physical, because I realize one of them I gave away in the CD purge of 2024, and so that obviously would have to be my least favorite album of 2024, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was by Big Big Train. I saw a lot of people fawning over it early in the year. I bought it. You know what? I just couldn't get into it. I think it may have been the vocalist. I can't remember for sure. You know, I mean, it's prog rock. It should be right in my wheelhouse, but I could not get into it. Number 19. This was a big disappointment. Got a guitarist that I love in this band, Mr. Doug Aldrich. The Dead Daisies, Light 'Em Up. Yeah, this album just did not do it for me. I don't know if it's because Corabi's back now, and the last two albums you had Glenn Hughes, who I love Glenn Hughes. So, but you know what, it's just, there's nothing memorable on here. It's very, to me, generic rock. To me, it's like Foo Fighters. I just can't get into the Foo Fighters either. So, there you go. Number 19. Number 18. Here's another disappointment. This is an all-star lineup here. You got Glenn Hughes on vocals, Joe Bonamassa on guitar, Jason Bonham on drums, and some other guy on keyboards. I just do that mainly for Scott and No Solution. It's actually Derek Sherinian handling the keyboards for Black Country Communion and their album 5. This was a disappointment. Just not much happening there. That's 18. 17. Pineapple Thief. It leads to this. You know what? In their defense, there's only really one album of theirs that I love. I have it both on vinyl and CD. Let me grab it here so you can see what I'm talking about. Where the hell is it? There it is. That is their album, 10 Stories Down. This is a monster. Get that album. I'm not saying you have to forget this one, but nowhere near as good. Actually, they're kind of a completely different band by this time. Okay, up next, we have Quill and Wheel of Illusion. Very Sabbathy riffs, and it's on limited red vinyl. As you can see, the sticker tells you right there. So if you like your Sabbath riffs in a modern day setting, try Quill. Here we go. This is their 5th album, also called V5, Roman numeral. That is Lucifer. And they are, well, they're hodgepodge, because she's from Germany, I believe. And then Nick Anderson of Helicopters and Imperial State Electric from Sweden. But you know what? Another band. I don't see a lot of growth. From the first album to the 5th album, they're not changing much. They have a formula. They have stuck to it. Now, I know a lot of people love this album. I love this guitarist, and I love a lot of his live albums. I can't say there's a lot of his solo stuff that I'm big on, but I have quite a bit of his catalog. Steve Hackett and the very divisive album cover. Not a lot of people like that. Some people love it. So the Circus and the Night Whale, I'm going to file that under. It did not have legs. For whatever reason, it didn't stick with me. And all of these albums, all 20 of these albums, I listened to the last 3 days. Give them all one more listen to see where I want to slot them. And I still feel the same about it. Oh, it's going to break Sam St. John's heart. Is that his name? Yeah, Sam St. John. Americana Sam, as you might know. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. What's this hell called? Vagabonds, Virgins, and Misfits. It's not a bad album. I would say the weakest point about this album is his vocals. I mean, they're not bad. They're not horrible. But, yeah, I think the songs are pretty good. You know, instrumentation is good. I'm fine with the production. He was a great backup singer. You know what? That's how I'm going to leave that. I don't think it's good as the first two albums. Oh, a band that's been around for, 50-some years now. And I was surprised how good this was. I only bought it on CD because I thought, okay, I'm not going to waste some money on an LP if I don't end up liking it. And it's Hawkwind, Stories from Time and Space. This actually is a pretty damn good album. Yeah. Not disappointed in that at all. And then a recommendation from my buddy Trevor, Flat Spun Around. And that is the band Slift and the album Ilion. And yeah, it looks like that's ground beef, or on the other side of the pond you would call that mince. But it's not an album that if you were to listen to it, and if you know my musical taste, you wouldn't think, I don't think Steve would like that. But you know what? I was surprised how much I liked it. I think you go see them live, you are tripping balls when you see them live. Here is the best album made by a member of Iron Maiden, or Iron Maiden, in the last, how long? Gonna say 30 years? The Mandrake Project, Bruce Dickinson. I like this more than many, many recent Iron Maiden albums. Okay, one of my top 3 favorite bands of all time. They come out with another one. And I will say, I tend to be disappointed with anything they've released since Perpendicular. I did like Whoosh. Whoosh was a very good album. So, Deep Purple, just the box set. Yeah, it's Deep Purple. I'm going to buy a box set. It's the album Equal One. And, not an equation that played well in my mind. It's not great, it's not bad, but it just kind of falls in the middle of all of this. It's not an album I'm going to listen to a lot, probably. What does that make that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was number 9. Coming in at number 8. David Gilmour. What is it? Luck and Strange. There he is. He's a weathered old man now, but he wears it well. And he can still play guitar. And I like this album. I think it's better than Rattle That Lock. And I think it is better than On an Island. So I am fine with it. Up next, my guy Richard Hawley. In This City They Call You Love. Now, I just got this about a month ago. I had missed the release of this. It came out like in May. For whatever reason, just passed by me because I own all his stuff. And I never saw anybody in the VC show it. Somebody like Jack Vinyl Voyage. He's the kind of guy that would show this. Didn't see it on his channel. To me, it's kind of a companion piece to Cole's Corner, which to me, that is his best album. Now, this was a pleasant surprise. Phil Mogg of UFO fame and his album Mogg's Motel. I like how they did here. See, UFO Office. Get it? Because he was the lead singer of UFO. Came on a spiffy piece of red vinyl. And you know what this is? This is a UFO album because it's Phil singing. And he sounds great. I had to look it up because I'm thinking, man, he's been around a long time now. He's 77 years old. He's older than a number of these other guys. And he's older than Paul Rogers of Free and Bad Company. So, and there was somebody else too I looked up he was older than. But he's very close in age to Roger Daltrey and Mick and Paul and all of them. But you know what? It sounds like a UFO album. And if I were to rank it in UFO's albums, which they're at like 20 plus, this would probably be around maybe 12. There we got my guy, Part 2, Defiance, Mr. Ian Hunter. I don't like it as much as Part 1, which came out last year, but still, it's a very good album. And this came on Spiffy Gold Vinyl, and actually this is the Record Store Day release, which is sent to me as a piece of VCLT from my good buddy, your good buddy, Gary at Physical Format Rock and Roll. Cast the characters on this. I mean, who the hell we got on here? Jeff Beck, Phil Collin of Def Leppard, Johnny Depp, Joe Elliott, Morgan Fisher, Taylor Hawkins before he died. Well, yeah, you can't play drums after you die. Brian May, Rick Nielsen, Tom Peterson, Ben Montench, Billy Bob Thornton, Robin Zander and family, and still many others. Very good album. So that is number 5. Number 4. What a solid album. The Black Crowes and what the hell's this thing called? Dirty Bastards or whatever. Right? Isn't that what it's called? Oh, Happiness Bastards. Okay. This is, this is 2024. This is The Faces. It's Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood. Yeah. Here is the best album, or the best Yes album, put out, I'm going to say, in 50 years. Yes, I've seen a lot of people say 40, but I'm not a big fan of Tales from Topographic Oceans or Relayer. And I think it's better than Drama, and I think it's better than 90125. It's certainly better than Tormato. And that is the album with the much maligned album cover, and rightfully so. It's a horrible album cover. But it's John Anderson and the Band Geeks, the album True. Like I said, it is the best Yes album in 50 years. So now we are down to the final 2. And this band, I have all their albums. Love all of them, but I think this might be probably their 3rd best album, and that is Airbag and the Art of Self. And that last song, Tear It Down, that is a 15-minute epic. And actually going into this, when I was starting to rank them, I thought that was probably going to be my number 1. But just a couple weeks ago, I got another album that had just come out in November. I've never owned an album by this band. Only time I can remember hearing any of their music would have been like on MTV. I wouldn't have listened to a radio station that played them back in the day. I know a couple songs, that's it. And I saw Chris Brophy talking about this, and he was practically crying. He was so moved by it. And that is the album by The Cure. Yeah. Songs of a Lost World. This is a beautiful album, man. I'm going to order this on CD too, so I've got it in the car. Just love it. Opening track, haunting, hypnotizing. Like I say, I'm blown away. I never would have thought I would have had The Cure as the number 1 album in any year, let alone up against some good competition. I mean, they're beating out Ian Hunter and Phil Mogg and David Gilmour, Deep Purple. You're talking some of my all-time favorites. So there you go. Oh, if you could, I know nothing else about The Cure. tell me what album I should get, not next, because you're going to tell me your favorite album. Tell me the album that sounds most like this album, because I need to take baby steps. If you're going to send me back to the album with that, what is it, Friday on My Mind or whatever it is, I don't like that song, so I'm probably not going to like the album. So please let me know what sounds like this. And that is it. Thank you. See you later.